How's it going, and welcome back to some more tips and tricks I wish I knew earlier in The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. One of the most noticeable new mechanics is the ability to fuse our weapons to different items around the world, which can lead to some pretty interesting combinations. One of my favorite things to do is you can actually fuse a shield onto a two-handed weapon. This way you can actually block with the shield while it's attached to the two-handed weapon, as where normally if you are holding a two-handed weapon, you can't actually use your shield. This makes combat with the larger weapons insanely easier. I would definitely recommend you guys try it out. While we're on the topic of shields, another really cool thing you can do is attach rockets to the shield. When you block with the shield, it will automatically activate the rocket, allowing you to take off doing an insanely high jump. The rocket will be destroyed after only one use, but it's still very useful to reach some of those harder to access areas. If you want to stack up on a few of these without actually getting them out of capsules, you can go to any of the shrines that actually has rockets inside them, such as the one right here we're showing you on the map. Get a few of your shields out, attach some rockets to them, and then just walk out and you've got yourself a couple of jetpacks for free. If you played Breath of the Wild, you're well aware of the ability to shield surf. You can do this by simply jumping in the air, holding down the LZ button, and then pressing the A button while in the air, and you can surf on your shield. This only obviously really works if you're going downhill. However, something you maybe didn't know is you can actually use the shield surfing to grind down the rails instead of having to make a contraption to do so. As you progress through the game, you may have come across some rarer materials such as diamonds that are extremely expensive, and you may have accidentally or purposely fused them to a specific weapon which you no longer want it fused to. Now usually if you just unfuse the weapon and the material will be destroyed. However, there's an NPC called Break Apart Shop in Tarry Town all the way over here to the east side of the map, that if you pay them 20 rupees, you can actually unfuse the weapon and keep both the material and the weapon intact. If you are in the need of some rupee farming, there's actually a really good method you can do relatively early on. All you need to have done is finish the main quest called Tulin of Rito Village, which is one of the 4 objectives you get just after you unlock the paraglider. So once you've done that, you want to come over here to the flight range near Rito Village. And if we speak to the big NPC here, he will give us a few flight challenges. We do the first one and then we unlock the advanced flight challenge. This is the one we want to do. Now, by doing the advanced one, if we get all 35 of the hoops, which is relatively easy to do once you get the hang of it, you get 300 rupees. Now, unfortunately, every time you repeat this and get 35, you won't get 300. However, you will get 100 rupees each time you get this done perfectly. And you can do this as many times as you want. It does cost 20 rupees to participate, but you're still coming out net positive of 80 rupees, and it takes about 40 seconds to do each time. Add in maybe the 10-20 seconds of talking to the NPC, so you average at about 80 rupees per minute. And like we said, you can do this as many times as you want or need to, so it's definitely a really useful way of farming some rupees. While you're out exploring, if you ever come across a sakura tree, these cherry blossoms, what you want to do is make sure you leave an apple in the little basket underneath. This will reveal all of the hidden cave entrances in the nearby area. Another useful way of finding the cave entrances is you'll come across these blue rabbits. If you follow any of these blue rabbits, they'll always lead you to a hidden cave. If you're not interested in that, you can also actually shoot the blue rabbits with arrows and they will drop some rupees around, so you can also do that. There are going to be situations where you don't have an ideal shot with your bow and arrow on some of the enemies, especially if they're flying in the air. All you need to do to solve this is equip Key's eyeballs onto your arrow as you shoot them, and this will turn them into tracking arrows, meaning your aim can be way off or the enemy is moving around, and it will actually track and always hit the enemy, so definitely take that into account. This next one, the game does actually tell you at some point, but some of you may have overlooked this, that there are going to be situations where you don't want to waste arrows, or you simply don't have any arrows left, but you still maybe want to launch a bomb or any other sort of item in a distance. You can actually throw them without the need of attaching them to arrows by simply holding down the RB button as if you was going to throw your weapon, and then pressing up on the D-pad. This way you can throw any item you want without the need of attaching it to an arrow. While on this item menu, whether it be to throw them or attach them to arrows, you can actually press the Y button to order them. I like having these ordered by most used. That way you haven't got to scroll all the way through to find the items you're using the most, which are probably going to be the light up things and the bombs and stuff like that. Many of you, like myself, probably much rather explore during the daytime. However, that's not always the case, as there is a day and night cycle in this game. But if you do find yourself in the middle of nowhere and there are no fires nearby where you can sit down and simply rest until the next morning, you can actually just start your own fire wherever you want. Just cut down any old trees to get a bunch of wood, and then place it down next to some flintstone, attack it with a metal weapon, and this will ignite your own campfire, which you can sit at and just rest out until the next day. Another quick side note, if you throw a pine cone on a fire, it will automatically create a gust of wind going up, allowing you to reach some really cool heights. You can also create a similar effect by simply burning any tall grass. This will also create an updrift of wind, however it will be a smaller gust of wind, allowing you to reach less heights than the pine cone on the campfire. Something else which is pretty cool for exploration is occasionally you'll see these sort of green meteorites fall from the sky. You can actually jump on these and cast recall on them, sending them back into the sky with you already on it. This way you can get yourself some extra height. So that's it for now, guys. As usual, if you do have any extra tips and tricks you want to leave in the comments down below, please go ahead and do so. Hope you did find this really helpful. If you did, don't forget the thumbs up button, subscribe for more content coming very soon, and we'll see you next time.